If you clicked on this video, chances are you've played a Supercell game before, or maybe you're still playing one. And you wouldn't be alone. As of 2025, Supercell games average over 300 million monthly players. So how did this small Finnish company based in Helsinki grow into a $10 billion empire, and more impressively stay relevant 15 years later? While you might think Supercell was an overnight success, they weren't. The company was founded in 2010 and their first game, Gunshine.net, launched in November 2011. But it wasn't a mobile game, it was an MMO browser game. It wasn't mobile friendly, relied heavily on keyboard controls, and honestly, it flopped. Supercell usually announces financial milestones for their successful games, but for Gunshine.net, they didn't, which makes you wonder if they were bleeding money. But that failure pointed them in the right direction, as Supercell decided to go all in on mobile. Their next games, Pets vs Orcs and Battle Buddies, were made for mobile, but neither took off. Still, there were crucial stepping stones. Each project taught them what worked, and more importantly, what didn't. Then came Heyday, released in mid-2012, a charming, easy-to-play farming simulator that finally hit the mark. It wasn't just popular, it was profitable. Within 6 months, Heyday was generating over $1 million a day. Player estimates suggest that it had 15 to 25 million monthly players, nearly 50 times more than what their earlier games had. And then came their biggest hit, Clash of Clans. While Supercell as a company took time to find success, Clash of Clans was an instant hit. Within a week of launching in August 2012, it hit #1 on the App Store and stayed there for years. Just 4 months in, Clash of Clans was making over $1 million per day with more than 30 million monthly players, but that wasn't even at its peak. In 2015, it hit a staggering $5 million a day or $1.8 billion a year. To put this into perspective, that's about what Twitter was making in revenue during that same period. Supercell launched other titles such as Boom Beach, but none could quite match Clash of Clans until March 2nd, 2016. Clash Royale, a completely different approach from what Supercell was known for. No villages, no town halls, just 6 towers, cards, and real-time 1v1 battles. Some thought it would be their first big miss, but it wasn't. Once again, it was an instant success. Top of the charts, over $2 million in daily revenue and an estimated 40 million plus monthly players. Clash Royale exploded on YouTube. Creators built their entire careers around it. The gameplay was fast, tactical, and addictive, just like the rest of Supercell's library. By now, it seemed like Supercell had a formula that made people keep playing. They had. It was simple enough to get you started and complex enough to keep you coming back. Here's how it worked. You'd start a new game, get a short tutorial, at the end, free rewards. Enough to keep you playing for an extra 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And once that wore off and things got quiet, Supercell gave you even more free stuff through new mechanics, challenges, or unlocks, just enough to re-hook you. You might not play it all in one sitting, but you log in the next day, and the next, and the next. They would display rewards that were too hard for you to get, or behind a paywall. You would scroll past them every day, making you wish you had them. So what do you do next? You spend money, and now you're invested. This would really show in their next game. On June 15, 2017, they soft launched a new title in Canada, Brawl Stars, and people were confused. It was nothing like Supercell's previous games. This time you can control your character, where he goes, what attack he uses, and when. Instead of base building or card decks, this was fast-paced and multiple game modes. And here's the twist. It was in portrait mode only, and you'd move with one finger. The decision alone sparked months of criticism. It felt awkward, and many players thought the game just wasn't ready. Supercell listened. They spent over a year and a half reworking the game, adding landscape mode, changing the control scheme, rebalancing, and even redesigning the characters. It was their longest soft launch ever. And then in December 2018, Brawl Stars finally launched globally. And once again, it exploded. Within the first week, Brawl Stars hit #1 on the App Store in over 20 countries and pulled in over $10 million in its first 7 days. By 2019, it had crossed 100 million downloads, and at its peak, it was bringing in over $3 million a day. It wasn't just a financial success, it brought something new to mobile gaming, real-time PvP with console-style action, but made for your phone. Esports teams formed. The characters, or brawlers, had personalities, skins, backstories. Brawl Stars was more than a game, it was a brand. And Supercell had done it again. They took a risk, listened to the feedback, delayed the global launch until the game was ready, and when it dropped, it felt polished, fresh, and addicting. They weren't just chasing success anymore, they were shaping what mobile games could be. While one might think Supercell stayed relevant by trapping you in a pay-to-win scheme, we should face the reality of things. Supercell might be one of the top mobile games company for one simple reason. They actually listened to the community. Supercell didn't just make games we played, they made games we remember.